I'm still surprised that we are still seeing websites not linking properly, like internal or external, doesn't matter, but like there is an HTML link tag. You put a URL in the href, that's how you link. And I don't know why people are reinventing the wheel there with buttons or on-click handlers or whatnot. We have a working mechanism to do links. This was in the first version of the HTML specification when the web was born. So why are we trying to recreate something worse than what we already have built in? So that's really frustrating. Another thing is that some people are meddling with things that they barely understand, or where the complexity is not quite obvious to see. So for instance, robots.txt is a classical thing where they're like, I don't know, Google has dropped my site from the index. And then you check, and then it's like, yeah, your robots.txt says that we shouldn't like take this URL. But that's our JavaScript API. Yeah, but that loads all your content. So when you block us from loading that, we don't see any of your content. So your website, as far as we know, is blank. And I wouldn't know why, as a search engine, would I keep a blank website in my index. So that's something that happens quite often. Oftentimes, people are facing a relatively simple problem and then over-engineer a solution that seems to work, but then actually fails in certain cases. And these cases usually involve crawlers. And then they're trying to fix it by making it even more complicated. And whenever I hear these questions, and they can come in all forms and shapes, my favorite question is like, so can we, for Googlebot, not serve the CSS to save some bandwidth? And I'm like, yeah, the straightforward answer to this question is yes, you can. But the real answer is no, you should not, because that means that you're building in complexity to save something that isn't, like to solve something that isn't a problem in the first place. And you might shoot yourself in the foot when you don't expect it. So why would you build something more brittle if all it does is solve a non-problem? And these are things, or like, oh, but can we use dynamic rendering to do X, Y, Z? And I'm like, you can, but you really, really shouldn't. What you're doing is you're looking at it from the wrong perspective, and you're in for a very, very bumpy ride. So these are things that worry me a lot. And oftentimes it is either very over-eagerly excited developers or SEOs who understand enough of the technology to be dangerous with it.